Grandpa's worries about dog not recognizing him after a year apart disappear as excited dog rushes to him. It can be said, and I'm sure you'll agree, that dogs running up to greet you after a long day of work is one of the greatest things to experience in life. The utter unconstrained joy and excitement, the fact that you exist, is one of the many reasons we adore our four-legged companions so much. But will a dog forget about you after years of separation? Thankfully they won't, as seen in this story. A blind and deaf puppy got to see her grandpa, her owner's dad, after a year they'd spent apart. And despite the man fearing a lost connection, the pup went into excitement overdrive. Grab the tissues for this one because the tear fountains aren't going to be turned off after you watch this. Also, don't forget to leave your thoughts below in the comments and share your own pet stories. All the likes and subscribes are greatly appreciated, so thank you for your continued support. And let's dive in. Bitsy, a very special dog born with outsider hearing, hadn't seen her grandpa in over a year due to COVID restrictions. A wholesome video was shared on TikTok of a man named Steve reuniting with his daughter's dog named Bitsy. The pup, owned by Hayden Crystal, is incredibly special as she was born with outsider hearing, yet that didn't stop the woman from taking in the pup at 5 weeks old. They were first concerned as to how the dog would cope with life, but she quickly showed that there was no need to worry. She's been her own woman since day one, Hayden told the dodo. The first thing she did when I brought her home was to make a beeline for the food dish, crawl into it, and eat until she passed out. Steve worried that the pup would not recognize him anymore. However, those worries were soon gone as the pup excitedly greeting him. Now, 5 years later, she's a beautiful, energetic dog just as she was as a baby, enjoying her days with a few siblings and her mom. When COVID restrictions went into effect, Bitsy and her mom had to separate from family in order for all of them to be safe. That meant a full year of the pup and dad not seeing each other. The caption said that her dad was very worried Bitsy wouldn't recognize him after a year apart. However, that wasn't the case as the dog immediately recognized Grandpa's embrace. She was jumping up and down, licking the man's face. A smile never left Steve's face, the man as overjoyed to see the dog as she was to see him. Jumping up and down and licking Steve's face, it was difficult to figure out who was happier in that instance, the man or the dog. Running after her sibling afterwards, she had to let everyone know that the family were back together. As soon as I got within scent range, she totally lost her mind with joy. So did I, Steve wrote on Facebook. Once again, Bitsy proved that the abilities she has are far more impressive than the ones she's missing. What a truly amazing and wonderful soul. Maybe you can tell from this video how much we love each other. Bitsy was adopted at 5 weeks old by Haley, Steve's daughter, and the pair have been adventuring ever since. Haley's dad loves his granddog more than he could have ever imagined, and the two hang out together whenever they have the chance. He's her #1 fan and her biggest champion, Hayden said. He'll tell anyone who will listen about what an amazing dog she is and how much he loves her. He does the typical grandpa things of spoiling her with treats and toys, and she loves to just hang out near him. It's daunting to take in a puppy like her, uncertainties playing in mind. However, Bitsy beat all odds and the energetic pup is just like any other. She's taught me so much about love, life, and swallowing whole rotisserie chickens, said Hayden. Bitsy's traveled all over the country with her mom, going on hikes, canoeing, riding the subway, and even skateboarding. Bitsy is the sweetest, friendliest, most loving and loyal dog in the world, Hayden said. She's bold and sassy and she loves adventure. She also seems to have a love of ribs and barbecue sauce. Hayden seems to be incredibly grateful for Bitsy, stating that she had fundamentally changed her understanding of the world. She wrote in the Instagram post, "She's taught me so much about love, life, and swallowing whole rotisserie chickens before an authority figure can wrench the bird shrapnel from your thieving hyena jaws." Deaf and blind dogs navigate the world primarily through scent and touch, and there's many ways to provide them with a comfortable life. It's incredibly sweet that the family can once again be reunited. Yet you might be having the same questions as I. How do deaf and blind dogs navigate the world, and how good is a dog's memory overall? If you're as curious as I, let's dive a little deeper. According to Pet Place, even when dogs can see and hear, the most significant way they interact with the world is through smell. Thus, dogs with no hearing will rely on smell and touch to help them determine when someone is near, making them stick much closer to their human companions than before. They rely heavily on predictable routines for stability and comfort, so keeping things like beds, feeding bowls in the same location helps greatly. Truthfully, act as if you would with a toddler that's just beginning to explore the world. Stay close to them, take away anything dangerous, and baby gate locations that they shouldn't access. And of course, love them unconditionally. Also, pups remember things by association as their short-term memory is poor. So unless you change the way you smell or speak, there's little chance of them forgetting you. Now, the main question: how much can a dog remember? Was it just routines and loyalty that made Hachi wait at the train station for his owner all those years ago, or was there something more? Well, according to Swifto, dogs have a very different system for storing, processing, and recalling memories compared to humans. They don't have a significant short-term memory, so they most likely don't remember all the meals they've had, hence continuing to beg for more. They have something called an associative memory, which means they remember events based on associations and not actual memories. So Bitsy was most likely able to remember the grandpa by the sound of his voice and his smell that linked back to the person in question. If you've got a dog, then this information can be incredibly useful, especially when taking them to a vet or cutting their nails. If they start fussing about something, think of what your pet could be associating the negative memories with, such as a crate or the clippers, and change it up. Sometimes it's easier said than done, but it takes effort to replace the negative with positive associations. We wish Bitsy and her family all the sunshine and happy days, and we can't wait to see what they do next. You don't have to worry about your dog forgetting you anytime soon, and there's plenty of resources out there if you come across a special puppy as such. So away with the fear and into the puppy cuddles. Adopt responsibly though, aka make sure you'll be able to actually take care of your pets.